One of the things that I learned over the course of the history of selling things, and I teach this now to my students in my Amazon course, my Amazon Mastery course, where I teach people how to make money on Amazon, is that you have to always think distribution first. Distribution is the single most important component of selling anything. How many shitty movies have you seen in a movie theater? Probably a few.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where you're sitting going, holy fuck, I want my 2 hours back.
Right.
Give me my how did this fucking thing get made? Distribution. Equally, imagine how many amazing movies there are. Great directors, fantastic writers. It's like Godfather 5. It's like the fucking greatest films ever that never got made or we've never seen. They might be out there somewhere floating around in the ether. Distribution. So the number one mistake that most people make is that they come up with a better mousetrap and then they think the world is going to beat its way to their door. That was the old way of doing things. That doesn't work anymore. The way things work now and the easier path, the low-hanging fruit, is to find the distribution and to feed it what it needs. And there's certain algorithms that, that we teach or that other people teach that you can find out that teach you how to do that. So I was thinking, well, how am I going to sell this? So I learned through the grapevine, through people that we knew, that Jeff Bezos, guy who had started this bookstore online, Amazon, was going to open up their platform to third-party sellers. That means that guys like me and you could sell anything on there. And it was the Wild West. There was no restrictions to becoming an Amazon seller. And it was super easy. So you could open an account in 20 minutes. They made it really easy in Bezos style, and you could sell anything. So I thought, okay, I had this smart pill called Accelerol, which I was really excited. We still sell it to this day. It's a fantastic nootropic brain supplement. And I thought, and by the way, I was making it in conjunction with a big pharma company. So it was like totally legit, this stuff. It was really fucking.
You're like, I'm not fucking with the FDA again.
Yeah, no, this stuff was super, or is super legit. We sell two, Accelerol and another one called Focus Plus, which are fantastic. So I was like, all right, let me just put it up on the site. Let me see what happens. Well, maybe we'll sell a couple. I'm not,
And what year is this? Like, because you were a really early Amazon adopter, right?
Yeah, one of the very first. So this was probably around 2010, 2009, somewhere around there.
Yeah, this is just when e-commerce is a thing. Like, I remember reading articles back then of like, e-commerce isn't fair because you don't even have to pay state taxes. And there was like a big fight between Bezos and the different states on whether or not he should have to pay state taxes because, there was no sales tax in Washington or wherever he started.
That's right.
And I mean, this is really early adopter shit. It's crazy to think, and this is to your point of how powerful distribution is. The number one company in the world, only about 10 years into their adulthood, only about 20 years into their existence, because their distribution. Amazon, just the most valuable company in the world, and they really don't do shit except for distribution.
Well, they do a lot more now, but yeah. So, we talked about this earlier, is that, so what Bezos did, which was fascinating, is that he went to Walmart. Bezos was, people think he's like this, like startup guy, whatever. No, he worked for one of the biggest, like most aggressive venture capital firms in the world. I think it was called D.H. Hutton. And Bezos he really is one of the smartest guys in the room. When people look at him and go, how did that dude like become the richest guy in the world? It's because he's probably one of the smartest guys in the world for what he does. So he went out there and he said, you know what? We know nothing about warehousing and distribution. Who does? Well, it's Walmart. So he went out there and literally, allegedly poached one of the top Walmart guys. And Walmart knows about distribution. Walmart knows about warehousing, and got that guy and gave him an open checkbook and said, create a system where we can ship anything to anywhere, and we could do it for these third-party sellers, which means now, Scott, you and me don't have to pack and ship packages in our garage and get them out and worry about a warehouse or whatever. We ship it to Amazon. They'll worry about selling it, and they'll sell it on their platform. Fan-fucking-tastic. So I go to sleep. I list the product that night. I woke up in the morning. We had thousands of orders of $120 a month supplement. And I was like, holy shit. That's it. That's the distribution.
This is the future.
Dropped everything else and started perfecting selling on Amazon. And I learned over the course of all these years that there's a language that needs to be spoke on Amazon, that there's a language in order to convert. Like anywhere you go, everyone has its own language, right? Real estate brokers, they know their own language. If you've ever bought or sold a house, you know that they talk about escrow and, all these different languages about, contingency and all the stuff. It's just the language of that business. Well, selling in e-commerce has a language too. And if you could learn that language, if you can apply those algorithms, you're not trying to invent. Amazon is against invention. I know there's somebody there cringing right now, but Amazon makes being a low price leader, they're customer centric, but they're not for innovation. So if you want to succeed on Amazon, please don't innovate. What they want you to do is to feed the machine that they've built what it wants, maybe for a couple cents cheaper, maybe tell a better story, maybe add some extra value. That's low-hanging fruit, and there's millions being made every day while people sleep because of this platform.